In last week's video, I asked, are stock market and dollar going to peak? Well, I believe it did so. And this week, I'm looking for a pullback or something short. And then we also closed out some profits on the yen pairs. That is about 700 pips. So if you want to join the free Discord, you're welcome. Anyways, for this week, I really want us to focusing on S&P, NASDAQ, and maybe US 30 and some short opportunities. I don't know how high it's going to come, so we'll be a bit dependent there, but somewhere about resistance would be great. And going forward, this is not financial advice whatsoever. It's just whatever I look at going into next week. So central pivot is 54.84 and M3 is 55.31. So one of those two prices is a very nice little thing to look into. And I believe we should fall, generally speaking, all the way until 23rd of September. See if I'm good as last week as calling the peak, and I'm as good as calling the bottom. So come back at 23rd of September and say, Ivan, you were right or wrong. So that is the same thing for NASDAQ. That is, pullback would be great, back up to 18,760. And this is just a pullback in the longer term bullish trend. So don't worry if you have long-term positions. This is just a short-term little tweak I'm doing here. So 18,743 is a level I want to look at. So then you have your entry rules, whatever those are. I have mine, and then we'll see if we get it. If we don't, then boo-hoo. Going forward into dollar, I said peaking, meaning peaking on dollar pairs, bottoming on dollar, and that will be the direction. The thing for NFP was that it was lower than expected. Last month was also revised lower, meaning not as aggressive rate cut can be priced in. And we are currently, in my mind, expecting a 25 basis point rate cut around 18th of September. The only clue with that is the Fed meeting, the Fed members are no longer allowed to speak publicly about it. So we're going to have a cutoff from Friday until the meeting. So you will no longer have any speeches from Powell or anything of those sorts. That would mean Australian dollar, US dollar going lower, Euro dollar going lower. And by the way, it came up. Well, where's that one? Yeah, look at that, hey? That was a good one. So at the moment, I would argue that Euro dollar is 50-50. A new lower low is needed, and then continue to short. Europe is slightly doing a bit better, but in the dollar trends, you are probably going to look for US dollar bullishness. That means for Australian dollar, I know I'm flipping around very quickly, would be a nice little thing to sell around 67.67, but it's totally up to you. It's totally up to the market if that's what's going to be given, but that's at least for now the kind of the rundown. And then we have the reversal on the EMAs there and the EMAs there. So a bit of bearishness next week would be appropriate because one, the market, the interest rate cuts isn't coming in as aggressive as expected. We have risen a lot. We have to have a kind of a pullback at some point, and yeah, I think those are good reasons. And we have technically turned around. So why wouldn't we start shorting something that's turning bearish? But it is what it is. So that is number one. That's we're a bit late to the party, but at least coming back up to 67 would be a nicer thing to do. For Euro, I really should have sold that one if I was to short something. Now I just need a new lower low. That would mean that way and that way. So maybe. That's a maybe. Pound needs to break that one. Very easy, straightforward. Back down to this level. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but that's the direction because of pricing in a lot of interest rate cuts, and disappointing numbers. To be honest, we have to price in the disappointment. But of course, I am the yen man, and New Zealand dollar as well needs to do the same thing. Dollar CAD. Okay, all right, I'll see you, and then continue higher. Euro New Zealand, continue higher. Okay, interesting. This one does whatever dollar does. So if dollar goes higher, this one goes higher. Yen pairs has a lot of pips at the moment. I did not catch the bottom. No, the peak. Sorry, English. But I was able to, most of my yen pairs, I did that. I got in at a very good rate, and I got out at the absolute, not the best price, but around the same level. So I was pretty okay with it. It's just that it fell like a lot since then. And then that is 239 pip. I really want to say next week is going to be a good sell. I'm going to fall until 23rd of September. The only problem with that is that it can kick you in your legs both ways. So be careful about it. Okay. But if price, if price comes back up to 96.50, okay, that can be a short opportunity. If price comes up to, I don't know if it's 106 per se, but 106.19, or if we come up to 159.36 with a stop loss of whatever your account size can fit into it, pound yen back up to 188.95, and New Zealand yen coming back up to 89. Those are very deep pullbacks. Those are pullbacks of give or take a good 100 pips. So it depends. Do you want to take it? Do you really want to do it? But then the dollar yen, where's it gonna go? I believe at the bottom of my heart and my toes and everything else is that yens are going to be stronger. The only problem is that I have a seasonality issue here. Is that by the time we are clearing this week, I think the price. Like we're gonna have like a, what do you call it in English? We're gonna have like a plateau here. So that is yens falling from second. Did it fall from second? Second, yeah, it fell from second. Good. Did it have a bottom as it says here? The bottom was 22nd, 23rd, and 5th. We say 23rd. Where is my thing then? Cool. So it's 5th. Okay. Had a bottom 23rd. 23rd. Okay. Cool. Okay. We're getting there. So that means that I can still use this as it still works for finally. Meaning now we're gonna have a bottom, pause, and then fall off maybe 13th, 14th until the 22nd. So when it's 14th, that is probably Thursday or Friday. So yeah, okay. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe we just, by the end of the week, we might look into short dollar yen. By the way, it's all of you who were very interested in dollar yen, so I'm spending some time on it. How I would look at it is look for pullbacks to 143.70 or 144.70. Look for reversal in lower time frame or whatever your interest reasons are. I'll look to short it until 139. Or if we go to monthly, and it's just to make sure we don't go beyond monthly, because monthly is actually the bottom. And that's really going to be the kicker, okay? Yeah, so bottom is 139.20. Remember that. No sells beyond that. So until then, yeah, we can take it a bit piano until we start falling. But if it falls throughout the week and it doesn't come back on Thursday or Friday, as I would expect, let it be. It's not worth fighting for. But, it's a theory. It's a plan. It is what we're going to do anyways. Gold had a pullback on Friday. I like that. I don't like that it's not deep enough. Meaning I need it to be stronger, higher for longer. That might be a pullback, but it's not, in my mind, strong enough. What do I mean? We're still in a range. I hate ranges, by the way. Second of all, I need a reversal. So is there a reversal here? Nah, it's just a bottom. It's just a bottom. So nothing really that speaks to me, though. Don't take my word for it. But I'll pause. Give me something different, okay? That also means that I would rather play. So what am I saying, really? Right? So you have these reversals here, right? So you have this peak, you have this rise. I want to see this, falling then reversal, then higher low. That's where I am. So do we have that situation here right now? No, we don't. So I'll be passing. Anyways, Australian dollar Swissy, pound Swissy, New Zealand Swissy are all falling off the charts. Dollar Swissy in its same place. I would say you probably are most likely going to get bearishness on those. So if you find some bearish setups on those, I'm not going to give you the prices, but if you find something that would probably the direction, and if you're thinking of buying it, that's not a pullback, my friend. That is a new lower low. That's a bearish trend. Oil, as I mentioned a bit earlier, I saw this coming. I saw that direction coming, and I said probably around here, if I remember correctly, that was going to be the direction. So if you need mentorship, there is link in the bio, by the way, because that's where we called it out. So, what else are we supposed to do? S&P 500 going lower dramatically. Nasdaq going lower dramatically in 23rd. I believe dollar pairs are now going to go a bit higher. If you are shorting the dollar, probably it's not the best time of year. And yen pairs pull back until Thursday. Swiss pairs pull back or bearish this week. Gold not deep enough pullback. Oil not just bearish. It is just bearish. So if you find something bearish, cool. But whatever I had a plan for oil has already gone. By the way, with the lower demand for oil, we're probably going to see oil even lower going into the next future. So until next week, I think 700 pips profit booked on Tuesday was a good thing. Monday, sorry. Other than that, boom. I love you.